Alrighty, well, I had to leave the IMAX going all night because I went to sleep and it wasn't done. Let's go over here and see how it's doing. It has to be done by now. Alrighty, get a light on. And yes, it is done. Alrighty. We got the flashing full there to the left. And we have no amps. That means that it is finished and it stopped doing its thing. 12.6 volts. Looks like it ran for 963 minutes. And the milliamp hour there, 35.858. I am not really good with figures, and I don't know really how to figure this stuff out, but that is going to tell me. I'll write that down and try to figure it out later, but that's telling me the capacity of the battery. And trying to figure it out in my head, and I just can't do it. I'm just not good with that. Anyway, the battery's done, fully charged. We'll put the Cell Meter 7 on there and see what it says later. But now it's time to get onto the wrapping and protecting of the first battery. Alright, I prepped a little bit of my stuff here so we can just put this together really quick. I took a really thin piece of cardboard and I covered it with duct tape, and then I've got a thicker piece of cardboard and I've cut it to the exact size that I want here. I already took my black electrical tape and I went around the edges. So then we're going to take the duct tape covered piece and just lay it on there, and then lay this this piece here right on top of it, and that's going to be my entire cover. Now we'll go get the Kapton tape and finish that off. Okay, there we are. I just did both sides. I got two pieces of cardboard on each side. It's wrapped on there nice and secure, which should pretty much eliminate any possibility of a short out here. Unless I were to get pretty brutal with this thing and really smack it down, it could break through the cardboard, but I don't plan to do anything like that. It's not going to be in an EV or a bicycle or anything like that. It's just basically pretty much just going to be sitting like that. So the final thing to do would be to take my zip ties and attach them. Well, I got two problems with that. I only got two zip ties left. And not only that, they're not going to be long enough. Oh, doggone it. I could put two of them together, but that's not going to help me out. So anyway, I'd have to go buy more zip ties. I just want to wrap it around there, a couple of them. And what I would do to make sure I'm not going to have a problem is I would put them in an area. I wouldn't just put them anywhere. I would make sure the zip ties are going between the batteries there. That way they're not laying on top of the fuse wire. So that's what I did on the other packs. I made sure they were in specific areas. So unfortunately that doesn't matter now because I am not going to go all the way to the store. Well, in fact, I'm not even allowed to drive yet. I haven't got a doctor's permission to drive yet because of my hip replacement. So even though it's been 22 days, I'm still actually in recovery from that, so we'll just forget about that and we will use the next best thing, black electrical tape, zip ties. So let's go ahead and put some of that on there. Okay, there we are. Took quite a bit of electrical tape and wrapped it around there. I wasn't too worried about where it was at over the batteries like I would have been with the zip ties, because the zip ties would be much tighter on there. I could even go this way too, but I think I'm good. I think I'm going to be good to go there. That feels pretty good. Unfortunately, electrical tape does tend to unstick itself eventually, but we'll keep an eye on it and make sure that it's good, and I can always add some more. So there we go. We got our battery hooked up and everything else. It's showing 12.5 volts right now on the little meter. Well, let's take and test this out real quick. Get a good bite there. 12.47 volts. Pretty close. Alrighty, well that's how I build these things, and it's not like I build a lot of these. This is probably going to be the last lithium batteries that I build, as I really don't have anything to power with them except little experimental things. And of course some projects coming up, and I'll do my next video will be on some upcoming projects. But we'll go ahead and park this one for a week or so, and then eventually put it to the test with the one of my projects and see how it's doing. But I think it's going to be doing good because all those cells were good and holding out. And the nice thing about this, doing it this way, is I don't have to worry about it because each cell has a 5 amp fuse. So if something does go wrong, if one of the cells inside there decides it's going to short out, start losing power, the other cells will probably start to dump into it, I would imagine. And if it's going to get really hot, well, eventually that fuse wire is going to break, and that's it. And that's what I wanted. I wanted the safety aspects of building it like this. Alrighty, well that one's done, and then we'll do the next one here later on today and get that taken care of, and then I'll have two 480 or so watt-hour battery banks to play with later on. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.